Do you think that every child should be vaccinated?
Yes, I do. When I was a young boy, that was in 1954, and polio was the issue. There was no question. They walked into the schools and they vaccinated everybody, and that's the way it worked. Yeah.
In the 1940s and 50s, tens of thousands of people in the U.S. died from polio. Thanks to the polio vaccine, by 1979, the country was polio-free. And vaccines have also helped us solve smallpox, measles, mumps, and rubella. But for some reason, today, we still have to ask this question.
Are you opposed to vaccines?
Oh, we didn't vaccinate.
Really? You're one of those communists?
You know what? I read too many books about autism and the studies.
There's no link.
There's no real scientific evidence showing that vaccines are dangerous, but anti-vaxxers are relentless. They're literally screaming from the hills.
Former Hill star Kristen Cavallari says she's not vaccinating her kids because she's afraid it could cause autism.
It's our personal choice, and if you're really concerned about your kid, get them vaccinated, then it shouldn't be a problem.
It may seem simple. It's your child, your choice. But what if we applied this logic to other dangerous situations? We're a group called Moms for Texting While Driving, so we're for texting while driving.
Fazilat Aslam is a journalist and filmmaker from Pakistan. She's seen what can happen in a society without access to vaccines.
So when I was in Pakistan, I was covering all different sorts of human rights issues and really trying to cover the most vulnerable sects of society. And polio's on the rise, and I was like, oh God, no. That was it. Now it's there, and I'm not sure how they're going to stop it.
When you hear what's being said by politicians about the dangers of vaccines, linking it to autism, how do you feel?
I find it shocking. The country where I come from and where I've worked, Pakistan, people are still so surrounded by diseases that have been eliminated in the US that they would never think, someone who is educated and exposed would never think to not vaccinate their child.
The anti-vaxxer movement is essentially a symptom of privilege. Those with easy access to vaccines have the luxury to develop these conspiracy theories. Some people view this choice as a civil liberty. But is endangering your child really your God-given right?
Today, we're here to see how people react to parents endangering their kids in other ways. Texting while driving,
Yes.
Is it really that bad?
Is it really that bad? It's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I'm with a group called Moms for Texting While Driving, and we're actually trying to gauge support.
A group like texting when you are driving?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if I want the government intruding and legislating and adding laws to, restrict my ability to be a good parent.
Okay. Well, it doesn't have much to do with your parenting skills, does it?
Do we really know if texting is dangerous while driving? We don't know.
Okay. Like kind of a find out the hard way.
Are we sure that it's dangerous to text and drive?
Yes, of course.
Well, it's kind of common sense, right?
It's common sense.
What about parents who are like, it's my child, it should be my choice?
Oh, those parents are just the worst.
But it's my children. Shouldn't it be my choice?
No, it shouldn't.
That's irresponsible, not only towards their own children and themselves, but towards the lives of other people.
So it's common sense to protect kids from dangerous situations. And yet, so many well-off parents choose to ignore science when it comes to vaccines. The number of under-vaccinated students in private schools is more than double that of students in public schools. But privilege doesn't have to result in ignorance. Take it from Melinda Gates, a billionaire.
So what has been the benefit or effect of vaccines in the US?
The effect has been that we don't have millions of sick children. We don't even have to think as parents about polio. We've eradicated a disease called smallpox because of vaccine. That's unbelievably lucky.
Why is that myth persisted for so long?
Well, I think because anytime you're dealing with medicine, you want to know that whatever we're putting in our bodies, and particularly our children's bodies, is going to help with their health and their immune system. So people always have wonders or fears, and we just need to dispel those fears with real data.
And we need to look out for bad data too. In 1998, former surgeon Andrew Wakefield began the vaccine controversy in a high-profile paper linking the MMR vaccine and autism. The paper was later found to be fraudulent, and Wakefield is barred from practicing medicine now. But it's already had an unfortunate effect. In its retraction of the original paper, The Lancet said, quote, "In this paper, no causal link was established between MMR vaccine and autism, as the data were insufficient. However, the possibility of such a link was raised, and consequent events have had major implications for public health. It's the most cited retracted scientific paper on PubMed. Bad information has taken hold, and that could be costing lives."
Do you believe that there's a moral obligation to get your child vaccinated?
I do believe there's a moral obligation. If you believe in all children being healthy and surviving and thriving, then we have a moral obligation as a society to do the right thing for all children.
Denying access to vaccines is both dangerous and selfish, and it could slow down global progress. So the next time that someone asks you if you support vaccines, think about who your decision really affects.